Hello guys, welcome back to our channel. It looks like Jonathan Ebele, Goodluck Ebele Jonathan, may not be done yet with the issues coming up online. Things are happening and it will amaze you where all this information are coming out from, and the fact that we may have a serious tussle here, and Jonathan, Goodluck Ebele Jonathan, the ex-governor, or rather ex-governor, ex-president, ex-vice president of Nigeria, may likely be a game changer in 2023, as information reaching us is the fact that things are happening, and for those political pundits, this may definitely change or turn a lot of events. But before we go into the news proper and further analysis, we would like you to subscribe to our channel by clicking on the red subscribe button. Beside it, you will see a bell notification icon. Please go ahead, click on it to get notified as soon as we update our channel on YouTube. Just follow us closely on this news and see what is happening. I don't know how these guys are playing their politics, the North, but this one is actually a different equation entirely. As there have been lots of whispering here and there and plots about how Dr. Goodluck Ebele Jonathan may be contesting in 2023 presidential election are being actually revived by political strategists from the northern Nigeria, who see him as a unifying force to keep the country one. Follow me, you'll see some of the key reasons why they want him there. Now, the northern political operatives see President Jonathan as a unifying force around whom a government of national unity could be built after 8 years of Muhammadu Buhari's presidency. Canvassing for Jonathan, it was gathered, is being driven by a northern governor from the northeast who served in Jonathan's cabinet and has a deep personal relationship with the Jonathan family. Though President Jonathan, that's ex-President Jonathan, had earlier this year denied any pressure on him to contest and was focused on his foundation. Very reliable sources say that the momentum for him was building up irrespective of him at the moment, where it was gathered that the plot was now actively being sold among northern establishment, desperate to find a comfortable ally after Buhari's 8 years tenure. The attraction to the northern oligarchy, one source privy to the plot, said that in suiting ethnic tension through transfer of power to a man who few would contend with in the south. My brother, you know there is no way the north will support the agitation of the southeast for the presidency. But we all know that if Jonathan comes out, that the southeast will not oppose him. A source who is not directly involved but privy to the plot disclosed. It was also gathered that the proponents of the move believe that Jonathan, as president, that northern interests will not be harmed, as they recall his pro-north policies, including appointment and establishment of Almajiri schools in several northern states. However, the cliche for the northern establishment in seeing a return of Jonathan in the villa is the add-on that a second Jonathan presidency will automatically put the North in contention to win power again in 2027. These guys are too much. While the source who spoke on the condition of anonymity said that the mobilization for Jonathan was presently not a political partisan affair, as it was not limited to the People's Democratic Party. It's not even a party affair now. It's general, the North, generally. Where PDP, the party under which the former Bayelsa State Deputy Governor, who rode on to become the Vice President and later Acting President and substantive President of the country. What a CV, what a curriculum vitae, if you ask me. While the northern operatives, it was gathered, were also targeting some reliable Jonathan sympathizers in the south for the project. The major ally being Governor Nyesom Wike. They are hoping. Okay, they are hoping. Let's continue. Wike is close to a northern governor with eye on the presidency, who is being mentioned could serve as a possible running mate in a possible contest. Could it be Atiku? We don't know yet. Let's continue. Last January, when mention was made of the former president contesting the 2023 presidency, his media aide, Ikechukwu Eze, had dismissed it, saying, "There was nothing like that. The former president has not made any comments nor spoken to anyone on coming elections." he's busy concentrating on his foundation, the Goodluck Jonathan Foundation, GJF, and its work of promoting peace, sustainable democracy, and youth empowerment in Africa. If you check online, you will discover that story with similar headline have been published in the past few shady online sources. The last time this same story circulated online was before the 2019 presidential elections. It has now come up again. Mr. Eze could not be reached as at yesterday as his phone was switched off. Now, let's quickly look at this. Let's just quickly, a quick one before we look at what Nigerians are saying concerning this matter. Don't forget that Goodluck Ebele Jonathan had in his cabinet was an all-inclusive cabinet. The North was readily and ably represented, and so in fact more of the North were ably represented than even the South. But yes, it was really an inclusive government. Now, a lot of political pundits believe that we are in this mess today simply because Jonathan readily, gave out his victory, to the present dispensation because he said something that is so endearing to the heart of many, even to my heart, and that has won him so many international awards internationally, where he said that no Nigerian life, no life of any man in Nigeria is worth his re-election. Nobody's worth dying for his re-election. Therefore, he congratulated the president willingly, even though one of his agents was saying, no more, we'll contest with this is not the right result. He willingly, simply because he doesn't want any bloodshed. And that's why till today he's been celebrated. Some persons feel pained that if he had not, he was not too strong-willed politically, they would have brought someone who had the strong will, who would have been like a wicked governor, just some wicked kind of person that would bulldoze, bamboozle everyone and win the day. But he's soft-hearted. But then he had the people's mandate. They can now imagine. Some people say, yes, Jonathan was this. But let's quickly say this. That you're a leader. You can, to a great extent, supervise your subordinates and those answerable to your cabinet, in your cabinet. But you cannot monitor them every second of the day to know the level of corruption or looting they have taken, in your dispensation. But you cannot totally blame him just simply because others looted under his dispensation and say it is actually his fault. We are seeing it happen every day and day. It's happening even in our eyes now. So technically speaking, some people keep saying, yes, the administration was the most corrupt. But then you can't fault him because he tried his little best. And even the North are recognizing it even till now. Fast forward till now. Now the North are saying that with all the agitation that the Ndibos are making, they have no intention of giving it to the Ndibos. But if they can give it to Jonathan, you can imagine the mathematics, the permutation. If I give it to Jonathan is from the south. So he's the closest one to Ndibos. And he's one of the most liberal presidents we've had in a long while. Yes, the late Yaradua Jonathan combination was a lovely one. But he has shown inclusive governance. But the question is, will Nigerians be willing to try Jonathan again? Is it that Jonathan is the only person that can rule Nigeria despite the over 200 million Nigerians we have? Does it mean that we're not going to try other hands? But let's see what Nigerians are saying concerning this matter. This one here is saying, now it is becoming more obvious to them that Jonathan was the real man. You don't know what you have got until it's gone. Probably their mission is to return back in 2027. Anyway, we don't know yet. This one here is saying, no, wah. This one saying, no way, we don't want him. This is serious. This one here is saying, as bad as Buhari is, he's 1,000 times better than Jonathan. Deep down, we all know that. Some people hate Buhari right from the time because of religious and ethnic reasons. No one should believe this. Jonathan was running this country. There was no state in the north that has not been bombed. Here in Kano, bombing here and there. Kaduna bombing here and there. Same thing with Gombe, Yobe, Bauchi, Jigawa, Adama, and other northern states. During his regime, no safe zone in the north. Now, Boko Haram has been relegated to Borno villages. Yes, we have bandits in Katsina and Zamfara villages, which Buhari has failed to crush. But believe me, Buhari is 1,000 times better than Jonathan. As far as 2023, we don't know yet, and it is possibly not the not. We will never forget. Have you now seen that some persons still believe that he is not? Some persons are for, some are against. But time will tell. It's still very early we are talking about 2023. This is just 2020 for the now. Let's see how it plays out between that time. If he has not even accepted, the ex-president have not even accepted this whole proposal. It's just people trying to revive, the whole ideology. Let's meet in that conversation. Let's meet in our comment section. What do you think about this new vibe, new trend coming up, where they want the North want Jonathan back in 2023?